What up, fight fans? Welcome back to the channel. I'd like to do a keys to victory for both fighters now that the rematch clause has been activated. For starters, let's go with Terence Crawford. I believe that Terence Crawford did everything perfect. I don't think he needs to make any adjustments, but although his coaches are going to make some adjustments because they always feel that there's room for improvement. But with that being said, I believe that the keys to victory for Terence Crawford is beating him to the jab, going to the body again, bringing the fight to Errol Spence, because we all thought that, well, the Spence fans, Errol Spence fans, we all thought that Terence Crawford was going to start off slow as he always does, and they call it downloading data, figuring out the fighter, and then later on finishing them off in the later rounds. But that wasn't the case this time. He came out there and brought the fight to Errol Spence, and that was something that was strategically done. He went out there and worked on that. He worked on that throughout his whole fighting camp. He knew that he had to bring the fight to Errol Spence. And that's something that Errol Spence was not used to. Guys going out there and testing his chin in the earlier rounds. Now, I can say one thing. Terence Crawford just needs to stay off the ropes. Don't play into Spence's game. Do not stand in the center of the ring and try to trade shots with him, because that's his style of fighting. That's his game. That's what he wants you to do. Stand out of the way. Keep that parry jab. Keep parrying his jabs, and beat him to the punch. That's just what it is. Keep going to that body. That's going to be the key to victory. Now, as far as Errol Spence, there's a lot of adjustments that need to be made. For starters, they need to change up the training camp. They need to bring some different guys in. They need different personnel to get a better look for this guy, Terence Crawford, because he's a fight that this is a guy that Errol Spence has never seen before. Up until their first fight, he's never fought anyone that was like Terence Crawford. He's never fought a counterpuncher. Now, I can think of one. We can say Danny Garcia, but Danny Garcia is not the style of, Terence Crawford. He needs to get up in there with someone that's slick and fast, just like Terence Crawford. Someone that's going to make him think. Someone that's going to constantly counterpunch him. Not going to sit there and bang it out with him and see who has the strongest chin. That this is not something that Errol Spence needs. He needs someone that's going to that's going to go in there and fight him on the outside, and force Errol Spence to stop fighting on the front foot. That's what got Errol Spence. That's why he lost his fight as well. He fights off the front foot way too much. And that first knockdown showed it. He was leaning in because Terence Crawford, he came in and he made them think that they were going to fight in the inside, and then he stepped out. And then that's when Errol Spence went to the body. And then that's how he got the knockdown. Now look here. That was a good shot right there. But the thing is this. As you can see, Errol Spence could not get out the way of those punches. He could not. And this is because he hasn't had any experience when fighting a southpaw. He's so used to bobbing and weaving and getting his head out the other direction from orthodox fighters. That's really what this was. After I heard Bob Arum and Terence Crawford they said, we knew he hasn't fought many southpaws throughout his career. And that showed them that, hey, his promotions, they don't trust him against them, or he just doesn't have a lot of success with them. See here, that's his fight game. Like I said, on the ropes, that's what Errol Spence wants him. See, stand out of the way of that, lateral movement, that's how you win the fight. Errol Spence as well, he didn't have any lateral movement this fight. All he did was come forward and back out. You can see that right there. That was the same shot that knocked him down in the second round. See, he's stepping in. Terence Crawford is smart, stepping in and then stepping out. And then Errol Spence, he think that he's still standing there. He's just going to the body like he always does, but he's overextending it at this point. And see, right there, he wants the fight to be in the middle of the ring, but Terence Crawford is not giving it to him. See, Errol Spence, he had some success here up until he made that mistake. Overreaching is what got him knocked down. That's what it was. Him overreaching, going to the body, not keeping his hands up. That's why he got knocked down. He just made a mistake very early. Now, had he made this mistake in the later rounds, Errol Spence would have had a little bit more success. It would have been a closer fight. But those mistakes, man, those are costly mistakes you cannot make against a guy like Terence Crawford. See, he's walking him down. See, Errol Spence, he's fighting so much off the front foot, he does not know how to fight going backwards. You got to learn how to fight going backwards because you're not going to always be the bully in every fight. See, all he knows how to do is try to move his head out the way. He doesn't know how to throw punches while backing up. If Errol Spence wants to be the guy like Terence Crawford, he's got to learn how to counterpunch. He's got to learn how to counterpunch. He's always there. In his defense as well, he got to keep them hands up. He has this habit of when he's going in at the in between throwing shots, he's ducking low, and his hands are down. That's all this fight was. See there? He's looking sloppy because of the amazing counterpunching that Terence Crawford is putting on him. That's all this fight was. It was about timing and speed. That's all it was, timing and speed. Now you can see here, he landed one good shot. That was a good shot right there. Kind of buckled him a bit. But hey, that was only, I believe that was only one of the many great moments he had throughout that fight, just because Terence Crawford was so sharp. Terence Crawford, man, he showed some great defense this fight. Errol Spence was getting caught every time he went in. Every single time he went in. Now, can Errol Spence make adjustments, man? I don't know. This is a very tough matchup for him. Now that we got to see what it looks like, I can tell it. This is a tough fight for him. This is like I said, this is a Super Bowl of Errol Spence's career. I believe that Errol Spence can go on to 154 and do great things against the fighters. I think I would like to see him against Brian Castaño. I think Errol Spence lost to Brian Castaño in his amateur years. I think that'd be a good test. He needs to go in there and rebuild himself. Go to 154. Go try to fight a Tim Tszyu. Go for some belts again, man. You can bounce back from this. You can always bounce back from this, and try to prepare a little bit better, man. Just try to change it up for once in a while, because every fight is not going to be the same. They're not. I believe that Errol Spence can go out there and compete at 154 and make himself a household name at 154. But against a guy like Terence Crawford, man, it's so many things he has to do right to beat this guy. I'm not going to just sit here and say, oh, my God was weight drained. I could easily say that because it appeared as so. He looked like he was depleted from water. But man, I saw a stylistic matchup, and that's just how I'm sticking to it, man. I can't look at it no other way. I'm a fan of boxing. So it's very easy for me not to be biased when it comes to these fights. As much as I like Errol Spence, man, I like Terence Crawford as well. These are brothers right here. I mean, these are brothers. And they made history that night. I'm not with the pick sides. I'm not with it. This is not rap. This is not when I don't listen to this artist because he's beefing with my favorite artist. That's not how the boxing game works. I like both fighters. I'm just calling it like I said. Errol Spence, man, he's going to need a lot of work to do to beat this guy, man. We can't sit here and just lie to ourselves, man. Terence Crawford is that good. He's that good. Put it like this. Errol Spence is going to come out there different. I can definitely say that. Even Terence Crawford knows this. Terence Crawford is not going to let the media or anyone else hype him up into believing that, you just going to go out there and steamroll him this time around. No, he's going to go out there and prepare as if he's fighting another Errol Spence, because you learn a lot about a fighter after their first loss. And that would be smart on Terence Crawford's behalf. Now, if Errol Spence go out there doing the same stuff, man, absolutely. He's getting steamrolled. And I'm going to say it like that. I might even cut it off early. If I see him making the same mistakes within the fight, I'm cutting it off early, because it's not worth watching, man. And this rematch should only been what it should have been agreed upon with his team only if Errol Spence said he's willing to make adjustments within his fighting style, because that's the only way you win a fight like this against Terence Crawford, man. Terence Crawford is not no joke. He's not no walk in the park. He's not going to play with you. And I think that he's going to try to get Errol Spence up out of there a lot sooner. I earned a great deal of respect for Terence Crawford. He earned my respect. I truly believe that he carried our boy Errol Spence. I think he carried him. He could have got him up out of there easily. He could have got him up out of there. But I think he carried him, man. He took his foot off the gas just a tad bit, and I think we all seen that. But the punch output that he was giving to him, Errol Spence, he couldn't take it no more. Terence Crawford was too good that night. Too good. But hey, that's all I got for y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. How would Errol Spence do? Does he have a chance against Terence Crawford?